Hi everyone, this is Prepping by Faith. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss prepping made affordable, and I'm going to share with you 9 easy steps to make that a reality. I know many of you are struggling with how to make prepping a priority when you are concerned with just paying the bills or putting food on the table from week to week. Everyone's financial situation is different, and it is definitely not a one-size-fits-all scenario. The most important thing is that you understand the importance of prepping and that you take the first step towards making it a priority. If we don't make it a priority, then we're always going to make excuses why it can't be done, right? The first thing you need to do is set a realistic goal for yourself. As with anything you are trying to accomplish, if you don't get 100% behind it, you won't do anything about it. I suggest you take the time to write down a list of items that you feel are most important to prep. You could create categories for them. So let's say for my family and I, our list might look something like water, food, security, cooking sources, heating sources, power. You get the idea. Then you could break down each category with goals. Let's say for water, right now you just have a few cases put back, but you also want to get some sort of water filtration. Maybe you focus on the more affordable water filtration items like Sawyer Minis for each family member and water purification tablets for now, and then worry about other more expensive water filtration systems like a Big Berkey for later. Make yourself a checklist for each category. When it comes to food, work on storing up what foods you like to eat now that you feel would last during an shtf situation. Maybe it's just some canned meat, vegetables, pasta sauce, flour, sugar, oil, yeast, beans, and rice. But visualizing your goals and knowing what they are is going to really help you in prepping. Take the time to make them manageable and have short-term smaller goals and long-term larger goals. Don't overwhelm yourself when you start writing everything down. Take baby steps towards making this happen. None of us accomplished what we have overnight, and you won't either. Realize it's okay to have a longer timeline as long as you are doing something to get yourself there. The second thing you can do is prep what you can for free. I'm not going to go into this one in great detail because I already covered it in my Can We Prep for Free video. So if you missed that one, it will be linked in the description box below. But there are many things you can do to start preparing for free, whether it's free information on the internet or putting up some samples you get from grocery stores. The third thing you should do is set a budget for your preps. Even if it's just $10 a week that you can set aside for prepping, do that. There are many ways to make this happen that I will get into in a moment, but we need to learn how to budget and live with what we have coming in. Now, whether you take that $10 a week and grab canned goods or several small bags of rice or extra pasta with it, or you set it aside each week to save toward a bigger item that you're trying to purchase, that is up to you. But if you aren't willing to take the steps necessary to hit your goals, they won't be achieved. We are our own worst enemy when it comes to stopping ourselves from achieving a goal. We have to get out of the negative thinking and start realizing that we have more control over what happens in our lives than we think. The fourth thing you can do is cut excess spending where you can. If you are serious about prepping, and I'm going to assume you are if you've stuck with me this long in my video, then you're going to do what's necessary to make prepping a priority. You might be wondering how you can do this. Well, an easy way to accomplish this would be to look at your spending for the month. Look at where every dollar went and every service you are subscribed to. If you see that you're grabbing a coffee every day on your way to work, then you know that is a behavior that could be changed. If you notice that you are purchasing fast food several times a week because you just didn't want to cook, that is another behavior that could be changed. Some other examples might be an extra streaming service like Netflix that you're subscribed to. Now, I'm not saying you have to rush right out and cancel it, but maybe you could talk to a family member and share the cost of that subscription. If you each paid half, that would help reduce that expense. Really taking the time to be honest with ourselves and examine where every dollar is going during the month can help us identify areas we need to cut back spending on and free up some extra money to go towards prepping. The fifth thing you can do is pay attention to what you already have. This is where creating a list or even an Excel spreadsheet would come in handy. I know Cold War Prepper mentioned he has created one to track his items. This will help you be aware of what you already have so that you don't end up with 3 and 4 of the same items. We have a saying in the prepping community that 1 is none and 2 is 1. But if you repeatedly acquire the multiples of the same item and you don't have any of the others, that isn't being very wise with where you could have put money towards your preps. So if you already have, let's say, 50 cans of corn and you only have 5 cans of green beans, maybe you should think about purchasing 10 more cans of green beans this week rather than 10 more cans of corn. That's just an example. Maybe you don't even like green beans and you did this on purpose. But the point is, taking a close look at what we have is important so that we don't get an overabundance of one thing and none of something else. The sixth thing you can do is consider selling items you no longer need on eBay, in a garage sale, or on Facebook Marketplace. There are many ways of ridding yourself of items that you know you will no longer need, and it could help you free up more money for preps. We're coming up on prime garage sale time, so take advantage of this opportunity to go through items you're no longer using and get them ready to sell. I think we sometimes forget that as preppers, garage sales are a great place to find preps, but we can also have them ourselves. The seventh thing would be to spend time doing price comparisons. When you are shopping for anything, whether it's groceries for the week or a larger purchase you need to make, don't just assume that the place you normally frequent is going to have the best prices. It does take effort on your part to spend time researching prices, but I know there are some apps out there now that can make this a little easier. Buyvia is a good one that you can use that will help you do this. Being mindful of how much things cost will help stretch your finances and free up more money to go towards your prepping endeavors. The eighth thing you can do is take the time to negotiate your insurance rates, whether that is auto or homeowners. We get so used to just paying that price increase every year that we don't even think about shopping around for better rates sometimes. You would be surprised how much money you can free up by taking the time to do this, and oftentimes it's a good idea to do both at the same time if you own your own home because of the extra discounts that are associated with multiple policy discounts. There are places you can access that help bring in all of the rates for you at once to help simplify this process. The one I use is called Insurify. It does take some time to sort this out, but it can really pay off and free up more money for preps. The ninth and last thing you can do to make prepping affordable is to start saving up for larger purchases like your generators and expensive tools. If you still have family members or friends that buy you birthday or Christmas presents, consider mentioning to them that you are saving for some of these larger items. This would be a great way to hit your goals and attain these preps more quickly. Prepping takes time, money, and sacrifice. Everything worth having doesn't come easy. So when you do finally hit those goals and you start seeing your prepping stockpile grow, you will be glad you spent the time and money to get it there. There is not an easy way to prep. Every one of us that started prepping were right in your shoes at one point in our lives. Remember that. Some of us may have gotten there faster than others, but it isn't about how quickly you get there. Slow and steady wins the race. Stay in a positive mindset, get out of the negative thinking, realize you can accomplish any goal you put your mind to, and be willing to make those sacrifices to get it there. There is more satisfaction once you do start achieving those goals when you've done it yourself than if it were just handed to you anyhow. I would also encourage you to pray about your situation. If you are really struggling financially and you aren't sure what to do, spend time asking God and petitioning heaven about your situation. God sees everything and knows everything, and He can direct your path in ways that man cannot. But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Matthew 6:33. My greatest hope is that you will develop a more intimate relationship with Him because He has all of the answers. Thank you for joining me today, and if you've learned something from this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.